And my chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
The other part of this that I think is going to be on Jordy Ball's plate, fair or not, is peer recruiting, especially in-state recruiting.
Yeah. I became the recruiting face for Nebraska. Like pretty much whenever there was somebody that they wanted, they would send them to me because there's nobody that can sell Nebraska like somebody who has been to Nebraska or lived in Nebraska.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is The Deep End with Nebraska diver Reagan Hinzig and Nebraska swimmer Madison Ronquillo on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In a while. Hi guys, I'm Reagan Hinsey on the deep end. Madison is no longer here because she graduated, which is sad. But yeah, it's just gonna be me today.
Well, not really,
just me, like diver and swimmer, just diver today.
We'll also bring in Rico. Rico is going to be a part of this conversation because I think this week's news and action opens the door for some interesting conversations about NIL and Nebraska athletics and Reagan. Like, I mean, this is a full journey for you. This is a big deal. Yeah, we're sad Madison has graduated, but we're happy for her because she's living a really cool life right now.
Did you see she went to Japan?
She was in Tokyo and trying all the food. And
I'm gonna fix Reagan's mic really quick so you keep talking.
Yeah, that. or we can just swap them. Oh yeah, getting it out of her face. Got it. Let's keep. Yeah, and the level. Yeah, we'll get you into it. See, that's perfect. Yeah. It's great to. I mean, she's trying all the food and she's living, a different life. I saw her in classrooms over there, so it's kind of cool. Have you talked to her since she went over? Yeah. So how's she doing? What's the life transitioning after graduation from Nebraska?
She's good. So as the day after she graduated, she packed up all her things and left. But I think her plan was, so she starts her anesthesiology assistant program at Indiana in the fall. And so they drove to Indiana to put all of her stuff in a storage thing. And then they drove to DC, which is where her parents now live. And so she's going to stay there for the rest of the summer.
Which, okay, we throw confetti because when she told me that before she left, she's like, yeah, we're going to DC. I'm like, well, DC's my hometown. Like, how could you not tell me that? And she goes, well, I didn't know. And I'm like, okay. So I said, anytime you're there, anything you need, I know the people. I'm like, great restaurants, great, whatever you need, there's that space. So, I'm proud of watching her kind of grow through the process because she kind of blossomed a little bit in the last few months, and graduation will do that and finishing your career. But that's a big part of all this is watching you young folks grow. And Reagan, it's been an absolute joy just watching you kind of grow. And I don't think you're aware.
I think I'm a little aware because I never would have, 16-year-old me that was scared to go through a drive-through by herself. I don't think ever would have imagined.
That's still one of my favorite stories. That's still one of my favorites. Like, you have to tell people who aren't familiar with that story. Like,
okay,
yeah, break that down for us.
So, I obviously got my driver's license at 16, and I was so scared to talk to people that I didn't go through a drive-through for almost 2 years. Until I was really hungry one day and was like, it's not that bad. and now I'm here as a talk show.
That's amazing. Like, it's just funny because your mom's like, okay, I'm watching this happen. This is pretty interesting to see her do her thing. But that's what this is for.
Yeah.
Like, that's the college experience is, if you leave the same way you came, we failed.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we wasted 4 years or 5 years or however long it is for you to do that. We share some common things, and our time in the Woodlands, Texas, and listen, I there's a different thing happening in the Woodlands. It's sending a different type of young person into community. And the fact that you chose Nebraska, let's go back to that. So from the Woodlands, which has every resource in such a confined area, like, the things that happen in the Woodlands don't happen everywhere.
No.
Like, those sort of reasons, having the swim facilities and diving facilities in the Woodlands, I would almost say it's on par with Nebraska, right? With the University of Nebraska.
Yeah, it's a little worse than the university.
Yeah,
But
I mean, there wasn't a huge leap from you coming from
No.
the Woodlands to Nebraska's
no.
swimming and diving. It wasn't much of a leap, and it's not there. Why Nebraska then? Why was Nebraska the choice?
So I got here and it felt like home. I loved the team environment. My coach that I came in with is no longer here, but I absolutely adore her. She was great. And I've told this story a lot too, but my dad works in college athletics too.
Well,
And
he
so-
does. Cap. He Rico. He works in athletics. What does your dad do
My dad's an associate athletic director,
for?
Sam Houston State University.
So
Yeah, he
he's
just works in athletics.
he's
Nothing to see here.
no big deal. He's just a guy doing a thing. That's pretty elite level, right? I mean, you've got to be proud that, listen, in this world that you're in, your he's a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does mom do?
Mom's a basketball coach.
Again, Rico.
Nothing to see here.
No. When I say, Reagan and I, in full disclosure, we were having a discussion last week, and I said, you know that you're elite, right? You know that everything that you do and everything that you are puts you at such a high level in the universe. And you like to downplay it and you like to put it away, but no, I won't let you. I won't let you. Like, to be, what's your GPA? What was your GPA in high school?
Oh, like a 3.9.
3.9, right? 3.9, which we know puts you in the top level.
Nothing to see here.
Then, what were your diving awards and accolades?
I got third at state my senior year,
Mm.
next to a girl that has traveled with the U.S. Team and a girl that's an Olympian.
Now, again,
I've got my blindfold on. I know.
Olympian and a U.S. caliber top level, and then Reagan.
Mhm.
With the 3.9,
Mhm.
and all of the life lessons that come from being the daughter of a high school coach and a collegiate administrator. And she chose Nebraska. And I think that's fascinating. You brought up a thing that happens often, that you choose a school, and a big part of the choice is the coaches, the people that are involved. And the coach is not here. What does that do to the athlete? What did that do to you?
It made a big difference because I didn't necessarily come here for her. That's not what I'm saying, but she is one of the hardest working coaches I've ever met. And she, like, it wasn't just an external push from her, but it was also an internal push from me to be better. But she also knew exactly what to do to help me get to my goals.
When you say that she wasn't why you came, but is the coach, how big of a part on a pie chart size measurement of why you chose Nebraska? or why you would choose any college, the coach plays a part in it, right?
Yeah.
Right? Where on your pie chart, what percentage of your
Um,
decision was the coach?
I don't think my percentage is as high as a lot of other people's.
Okay.
I'd probably say mine was about like a quarter of the pie chart.
What do you think other people's would be?
Well, I know some people that go to colleges solely for the coach.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but what if you hate the campus? So I'd say some people, the coach fills up the entire pie chart.
The campus for you. So you came here, you visited. Where on the scale was the campus, the community? Where was that?
That was pretty high up. I'd say that's about 40%.
Yeah.
Just because like my dad went to Texas A&M and he was like, you're going to have to get from one side of campus to the other in 10 minutes. And he was, not going to lie, I was kind of freaking out about it when
Right.
I first came here. And then we got here and I was like, oh, I can do that. Like this campus is like big, but it's not massive. And I like the fact that everybody comes to Memorial Stadium on football game days. Like that's fun.
How big of a football fan are you? Like on a scale of 1 to 10? Like if you
Oh, I grew up watching it.
Yeah.
So I'd
Yeah.
say it's
So
like
a
an 8 or
2.
9. Yeah, 2.
You're just over it now. Just-
Yeah.
would you have chosen a school that didn't have a good football program?
Well,
She did.
not to
Well, not
not,
a known football program.
Oh.
A
not
known
to throw
football program.
shade, but I visited Colorado State and there were maybe like 4,000 people in the stands.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what is this? More people go to my high school football games.
How about that? Right? And I've been to her high school's football games. How big was that stadium? You
Colorado
played?
State or
Yeah,
my high school
your
one?
high school. I want to say it's a 12,000, 13,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 15.
Yeah, it's one of those Texas high school stadiums. Kind of what Seacrest does, only bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 times the size of Seacrest.
Well, of course, I've seen pictures of those high school stadiums.
Well, I
in
showed you a
Texas.
picture of her high school. I
Yeah.
showed
you
you a
did.
picture of the stadium.
Yeah, no, that's not a high school stadium. That's a USFL stadium.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the XFL, the Brahmas played
Yeah.
on there, right? That's-
Yes. And they had the students at high school, the students at the stadium had their own tailgate area.
Well, of course.
For them to grill out and barbecue. Like you walk through it, and I just went, really? This is what we're doing? So I think I find it all interesting because now in the era of NIL and transfer portal, you have the option to move.
Yeah.
Like Madison made a choice. This is where I am. This is where I'm choosing to be. So let's go through the process in your head and from what you've heard from other people and what you think. How often is it I'm just not being fed nutritionally what I need for my skills to develop? How much of what you're hearing? Is it just chemistry with the program? Is it chemistry with the coaching staff? Is it what makes a student athlete change schools?
I mean, I think a lot of it right now is because people have that extra COVID year is they're going to get their masters. So they're going somewhere else to get their masters.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think behind that, the second most like quote popular
Yeah.
like reason for transferring is because they don't feel like they're getting not the time, but like they don't feel like they're getting the recognition they think that they should get.
Recognition, attention to detail,
Yeah.
to needs.
Yeah.
Right. And I think in talking transfer portal, need is probably the word we don't use enough. What do student athletes need that they aren't getting where they are? And then what they think they can get, what
Yeah.
need they think can be filled by transferring.
Yeah.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it becomes quality of program, and there's several facets to that. There's what the programs innately do for you. Comfort, convenience, right? Access. Those would those be 3 things that matter in the
Yeah.
student athlete scope?
Yeah.
Nutrition, food. In your mind, where does Nebraska rank? How good is nutrition access to food, variety of meals and things that so that you can perform at the level that you want and need.
I think it's gotten a lot better.
Okay.
Over COVID, I think that now this might be a hot topic, but over COVID, I think that they were catering to football. And so like a lot of the times, because they were one of the few schools that stayed open over COVID when we could get food,
Right.
but a lot of the food was like fried food and stuff. And
okay.
football and maybe wrestling in the off season are the only two that are truly bulking sports.
Right.
And so it became an issue of like, look, we can't eat fried chicken all the time.
So that was an actual thing.
That was an actual thing. We were like, can we just have like one grilled option or something? Like, can we get more veggies? Like stuff like that. Because I don't know. I know us like swimming and diving and gymnastics especially talked about it because we were like, especially like the flipping sports, like if we feel sluggish, we are not going to make our dives. We are not going to make our stuff on our apparatuses. Like it just became a thing, and they've gotten way better about it. Like there are more grilled options. Now that COVID is no longer a thing, we have like full access to like the deli and stuff like that. So it's gotten way better.
Okay. So there's several Reagan Hinsey from Nebraska Swimming and Diving, from the Woodlands, Texas. So we'll just identify that and just to let people know that like you're food friendly. Because if you're from Texas, like barbecuing is everything.
Yeah.
It's like steak and ribs are everything. Like Nebraska thinks it has full ownership of. No, let them say that. Go to Texas and say, hey, your barbecue sucks. Watch a fight happen. Like watch the fight happen. So nutritionally, yes, the focus, like most things in the athletic department, it's football focused.
Yeah.
Right. That's a fair thing. That if it doesn't work, if a procedure and protocol doesn't work for football, it's not implemented en masse.
Not usually.
Right. So that's a thing. Then it becomes and it's just such a weird phrase to me. Non-revenue sports.
Yeah. Hey.
It's such a weird thing because I know that in Texas, it's a revenue sport. Like people pay big money to be a part of the program, to train in the programs, to be relevant in the program, and then the facilities. The facilities in Texas are amazing.
Yeah.
So it can be a revenue sport if you're willing to market that and do that. Now, does climate have anything to do with the difference between Nebraska facility and Texas, Florida, California?
No.
So that's not an excuse, right?
I think California, if anything, California doesn't have a single indoor pool. But like I trained at an indoor pool my entire life. Like no, climate I don't think makes a difference.
It doesn't make a difference. So in recruiting and being recruited in it, how much did that play into your head? Because winters in Nebraska, you just don't think swimming, diving. You don't. Snow's out.
I was terrified.
Right? Like that's a conversation that you have to have. Did you talk to divers that were here about it?
I kind of I was just like, have you grown up with snow? Because I've never seen snow before in my life. And like, I drive a truck, but it's not 4-wheel drive because it's a Texas edition. Like, do I need to put sandbags in the back of my car? Like, what do I need to do?
Right.
And they're like, honey, it's August. Just wait. Just give it a couple months and then we'll get back to you.
Right. Like it's the thing, right? That people think about in recruiting that it's just the sport and it's just the degree, or it's this. No, it's a bunch of things all the time, all the time, and ever changing. So back to the transfer portal. What does Nebraska offer that is better than its competitors? Because you've been in it long enough to have been to the other places to see what they work from and what they work with. What does Nebraska do better?
I think the athletics facility in general is one of the best, not necessarily like where you practice, but like where we eat and where we can study and stuff. And I think that a lot of the people working there focus a lot on not just you being an athlete, but you also being a student. And I like that too, because there is life outside of athletics.
What? That can't be true. You're just athletes. I only know you as a swimmer. I'm not interested in you as a person. That's the funny, like that to me is a funny thing. And I said, I've had this conversation with several people. My next project here is going to be really more than I need to understand the people behind the athletics, because that's why it all works. That's why it all matters. For you, what's the biggest misconception about being an athlete at Nebraska?
So I'm a music major, and a lot of the people are like, oh, you don't have time for anything else. And I'm like, you're right. A lot of the time I don't, but like that, if people are hanging out that I know, like that doesn't mean I get invited to things a lot. And I'm not saying it's their fault at all. I'm just saying that like a lot of people just think that we have our own little bunches that we hang out with, and that we hang out with them only.
Well, then the next question would be, because it's not like the divers and the swimmers always all hang out.
No.
Not even within teams is that the case.
No.
Right? It's not always that simple. Like all the divers aren't all best friends.
No.
The swimmers aren't even within the same event.
No.
As a matter of fact, they're rivalries. They're natural. There's natural friction there, right?
Yeah.
Right. And how often do you find yourself looking over the fence at what the swimmers are doing and going, wait a minute, what is that? Like, what? That's so much easier than what we go through.
I don't necessarily say that, because I don't do a cardio sport, and I think I would die if I tried. But my club coach when I was younger was like, do you realize why there are so many people swimming like at swim practice? And we were like, no. And he was like, it's because basically everybody can do it.
Everybody can do it.
And he was like, do you know why there's like 15 of you over here right now? Because only you 15 and like a select few and the rest of the world are crazy enough to jump off of a 3-story building for fun.
That part of it. That's where we'll put the pen, because that's where I want to go next. The psychology of being an elite diver. It's not normal. It's not normal. Reagan Hensey, Nebraska Swim and Dive, here on the Deep End.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
America's been around since 1776. That's nothing. America's still just learning how to party. The Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See the full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com or just head down there. McKinney's Irish Pub at 7th and P in the Haymarket.
USTOP is a member of LEBA, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LEBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with the Lancaster Event Center. Stop by USTOP and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Back to the deep end with Reagan and Madison on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the deep end. I'm Reagan Hinsey, joined with Rico and DP on 93.7 The Ticket. If you'd like to see our live stream, I don't remember all the streamings. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, What am I missing?
Yeah,
That's
it's a bunch.
I thought there was 5.
And Allo channel
Allo,
951.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're on cable TV, Reagan. You're a TV star now.
Wow.
Right there.
You're a TV
That's
star
you.
now. You're this is not just radio. You've got a lot going on. I think it's hilarious to me. Again, in the process of what student athletes go through and what's perceived as the student life. But I do want to talk about the thing we were just talking about off air. So you are now coaching.
Yeah.
Let the folks know who you're coaching.
I coach the 7 to 13, 14-year-olds at Hillcrest Country Club.
See, so you're a country club coach.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Well done. Well done. That was not on you. That was not on your list of things to do when you got here, right?
No.
No, it really wasn't, right? And so now you have a different perspective and advantage, right? Because now you're the grown up for young people, and quite frankly, young people who have exposure, and they have expectation. Country clubs are different. It's not the normal life. Rico, have you ever been a member of a country club?
No. No. The only time I've ever been on a country club was in Kearney when we ran the state cross country meet, and I was helping manage it. I was helping run it, and by that I mean I was on the track team, and we stood at a tree and made sure people didn't cut around it. Don't walk on the greens. That's all we did.
There's so much stuff that happens that you think is
Part
just
of a country club,
right? It's just so she's.
How many country clubs are in South Omaha? I need that answer because I don't think there's any.
There are. You just weren't invited.
There's that. There is that.
You weren't invited. Reagan, you've been a country club kid in the Woodlands, right?
No.
Right? You've been
No.
around it. All of your friends.
The Woodlands is just a country club. That's
All
all.
of my
It
friends-
really
okay,
is.
I lived in Conroe.
Okay, that fair boundary. It's the edge. It's the edge.
Like standing outside the country club.
Yeah, but not
like
looking, just
shaking the
looking
fence.
in, but
Let
not
me
getting
in!
Conroe, let me tell you, Conroe would be the country clubs here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Conroe would be
Maybe
the
now.
country.
Not when I was little.
Oh yeah, Conroe, you're not slumming at Conroe.
Oh, okay.
Like here, like Conroe High versus the Woodlands. Conroe High would be Lincoln Pius.
No.
Oh, so you fancy?
What's the
Not
number
even-
two? What's the number 2 high school in all of Lincoln? Like I wouldn't put Conroe, Woodlands, Oak Ridge.
Woodlands, College Park, Grand Oaks, Oak Ridge, Conroe.
It'd be Pius
So
and Lincoln
it
East.
would be Lincoln East.
At least that's my thought. Again,
would be
I'm
Lincoln
from
East.
Omaha, so I don't know.
I barely know the names of the schools here. I just know Pius is a Catholic school. That's all I know.
So you just don't want to be.
Pius would be John Cooper in the Woodlands. It's where folks with a lot of money
It's
go.
like Southwest is pretty bougie.
Well, we went out. I think we just lost the feed. We went out to Lincoln Northwest.
That one's brand new.
Brand new high school here,
Mhm.
and we went out to it. And Reagan, I walked in and thought, "Oh, I'm in Texas."
Conroe's getting. Have you been back down to Texas in a while?
I haven't been back in.
My high school is getting completely renovated
See,
because there's 6,000 kids at that school, and there's not enough rooms. And it was built. I don't know,
what was your Do you remember what your graduating class was?
like 1050.
I don't know if there's any schools here that big.
Rico's shaking his head no.
No, right? Yeah, I was trying to think of that, and Conroe's like fourth biggest.
Fourth or fifth, yeah.
Fourth, right? So it's there. Yeah, I find it fascinating. What's the first? What's the biggest thing you've learned about coaching?
Patience.
Patience. Yeah, it's especially 7 to 13, right? Is it easier to coach the 7-year-olds or the 13-year-olds?
13-year-olds.
Why?
Because they're not running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
directional. Yeah, they can follow orders. Like
Yeah.
they understand orders.
Yeah. Or like one of my little kids, I was like, all right, it's time to learn a front line up. And he's like, but I don't want to. And I was like, but you have to, because you have to compete one. And he was like, but I don't know how to do it. And I was like, okay, can you try and kick up into a handstand? And he was like, yeah, I can do that. And he kicked up in a handstand, and I held his feet, and I literally dangled him off the board and just dropped him. I was like, that's all it is.
That's it.
You just fall. And he was like, but I don't want to do that again. Can you hang me by my feet again? I was like,
So you have to
I
go up
can't
on
do
the
that
board.
in the meet.
You have to go up on the board.
It's like you're holding a big fish. You
You're
got
just
it.
holding him over the water. It's here. Is it mainly little boys, little girls? What
It's a mix.
It's a mix, and you don't have a preference.
Mm-mm.
Does diving, especially when it comes to training, is there that gender gap? Is there a gender boundary in training that male divers and female divers have to work differently, or are they literally working in the same space?
They're working in the same space. For meets, if you're in 8 and under or 9 and 10, you do 3 dives. If you're 11, 12, you do 4, and you have to do an inward dive, no matter like boy or girl.
Yeah.
And then if you're 13 and up, you have to do 5 dives. But that's like literally all that you have to do.
And so, boys and girls, it doesn't matter.
No.
Do they judge based on that?
No.
Right. So it's just best diver, period. Yeah. And then when does is high school when the separation happens, or is it, that summer league?
Well, I mean, like at meets, like they do the same dives, but then when it comes to like the ribbons,
Yeah.
it's 8 and under boys, 8 and under girls, 9, 10 boys, 9,
Yeah.
10 girls, all that.
Do you still have all of your ribbons from before?
Ribbons?
Yeah.
No.
Medals?
Probably. They're hanging in my room at home.
They're at home. You don't have them in college.
No, I don't have them here.
You what do they do in college? Is it just
I have one trophy from college.
from college?
And it was lifter of the year, and it's probably the sickest trophy I've ever received. And it's like 25 pounds, and it's like somebody about to do a sumo lift. And they
Right.
got a barbell on the back. It's dope. It's hanging. It's in my room right now.
You're gonna have to send me a picture of it.
I have one.
You have to share the picture of it. Like we'll have you send it to Rico so he can share it. But that's always fascinating. Like this stuff, equipment, uniform, gear, swag. Do you keep your uniform? Oh, that is exceptional. Show that to Rico. Rico, can you see that? Yeah, that is exceptional. That is you have to share that and tag us. Do you keep uniforms like diving Leo
Suits.
Yes, diving suits, is that what they're called
Yeah, those swimsuits.
they're swimsuits in diving, but they're leotards, right? Like they're
No, leotards can't get wet.
it's literally the same thing. No, Rico, swimsuit versus leotard. Not okay.
different.
Okay. Do you keep yours?
Yes,
Okay,
some of them.
some of them. So have you figured out what you're donating to our new location?
No, I actually I kept 10 workout shirts, and I took the rest home for my mom to go through, and then the next time I go home, I'll bring whatever she doesn't want back.
There has to be something from Reagan Hindsey in the new location.
Okay.
There has to be. Like you just got to dress it up, and we'll figure it out. But it has to be. Like you're a pioneer in this thing. Like this thing doesn't happen without you. So like yeah, we have to.
Okay.
Right, Rico? That's not I'm not out of school by asking that. Like Reagan is a pioneer here, right? Like,
Yeah.
She's one of the first.
Yeah.
Right? You are. We didn't look, in choosing student athletes, there were certain things that I was looking for because there are people who are naturally uncomfortable, and uncomfortable leads to really good radio. So you have to be on one end of the spectrum or the other. Either the super comfortable, like arrogant to the point where you're not even aware of your place in life, Rico.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or the other side where you're so uncomfortable that you make interesting conversation. And so I'm like, wait a minute. Like she's brilliant, super smart, but has no idea that she belongs here. Like she has no idea that she should be telling stories.
We'll just take like a phone case or something.
Right. Well, you know she has
sign it.
Well, you know she has like 30 of them.
Yeah.
Probably.
I can bring a fat head. My dad made fat heads for me while I
Perfect.
was.
See,
little.
that's what
That'll work. Sign it. You got to sign it though.
Yeah,
Okay,
you do have to
it's
sign
a
it.
fat head of me in a football helmet.
That's even better.
Yeah, this gets better all the time. This gets better all the
It's
time.
even better.
Like, did he? So I saw this at a high school in Virginia, where they caught the young lady mid dive and they turned that into a fat head, and then they.
You were talking about the faces you make.
Oh,
and
it's
you
so bad.
hate it.
It looks like I'm on the toilet every time.
But that's
the
time.
best.
You're
That's the best
working.
part of like it's like Olympic divers or
Yeah,
like
every
obviously
4
just any
years they
diver.
make different memes out of divers just sitting on the toilet.
Oh, it's
'cause it looks
perfect.
like they're
And they're
But
just
that's
like "Whoa."
every sport. Every sport. If you took a picture of Rico running, sprinting, he's not making the most
You
handsome
always-
of faces.
You always got to catch it on when the cheeks go down though, because then everybody, if they're relaxed,
look
which is
60
supposed to
years
be,
old.
you look super old. It's
Yeah.
just like, "Bleh."
Yeah.
You look like a bulldog.
Yeah.
okay, but like when they post pictures of like swimmers or literally any other sport, they'll make sure to post at least a decent one. They'll post me or somebody else where like my legs are spread apart and I'm like looking
Yeah,
up.
but those people are like, understand the social media meme world.
They know what they're doing.
They're mean.
Yeah.
Like their purpose is to be mean. They're
Like,
not
they
out there
post the
like-
good ones and they're
No,
like, oh,
then
look
I'm
at how
not
great
talk-
this person
I'm
is.
not talking about the memes. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like
But they know that
Nebraska
they can-
swim and dive posts or
Well,
Husker
then
football
that's
posts.
a conversation that needs to be held with the people taking pictures.
Those are your people.
Like those are like real.
Your people are setting you up. Maybe you should be nicer to the social media folk.
I never thought I was mean.
Well, there you go.
You know, I mean,
There's,
just like,
there's your sign.
well,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try and
there's a-
find this picture.
There's the red flag. There's
Here's
the
your
red
sign.
flag. There's the red flags. It's like, wait a minute, Madison, all of your pictures are you like coming up out of the water, throwing your hair back or whatever. And then Reagan, wait a minute, Reagan in a power move. And I'm like, no, stop doing that. Dude, stop doing
Dude,
straight
every time.
flex.
Like at least the swimmers have caps on, but like the divers don't wear swim caps and
Yeah.
we look like wet rats.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like knowing I would tell them, listen, take pictures of me on the platform. Yeah, they got you. They got you. They got you.
It's so bad.
It's like it's always catching the long jumpers when they land in the sand.
Yeah, it's just the
Well, there
worst.
was-
Because the sand's kicked up and their faces are always because you hit the sand and you're just like, ugh, and it's just like
So
the faces.
We don't lift in the weight room at Devaney anymore because of COVID and stuff. But before COVID, like we'd lift in the weight room and there'd be pictures just like going through like on the pillars of just different sports. And every once in a while, you'd see a diver's face that just looks like she needs to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
And it's so bad.
That it's so much easier just to do better. Like just do better.
Okay, but it's not their fault. Like
It is. If you're the
diving's an
photographer,
ugly
if you're a
sport.
professional, you're a paid photographer. Take better pictures.
The only time that you can get a diver not making a face is when they're before they dive,
Yeah.
or when they're coming up out of the water.
Yeah.
But in mid dive,
No,
there's gonna be a face
Diving is an ugly sport that is supposed to be pretty to everybody watching it.
because you can't see the face
Yeah.
when they're diving.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
and
picture,
even in slow motion.
that's what gets it.
Sometimes like at championships, I did this and it was kind of embarrassing. But like they'll say your name and they'll say your dive.
Yeah.
And then it goes completely silent. And I kid you not, I grunted in the middle of my dive and I could hear the echoes as I was spinning. And I was like, this is embarrassing.
But you're normally aware of the sounds you make, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise.
It's like when tennis players are like,
Yeah, it's a serve. Like you know what it
It's
is.
always it's so quiet.
Poor
Though.
Reagan.
It's always when it's so
Now we're every listener's gonna go and try to find Reagan's dives. We'll put a pin there. I do want to ask that thing. Do you have a collection of your favorite of your best dives, your favorite dives? We'll come back to that when we get back to the deep end.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Looking for a way to shed those extra pounds? Ascend Aesthetics is here to guide you on your weight loss journey. Their team of certified nutritionists and personal trainers are ready to create customized plans tailored to your unique body and goals. Imagine the confidence you'll feel stepping out in those brand new summer clothes. With Ascend Aesthetics by your side, a healthier and happier you is just a call away. Dial 1-800-SLIM-NE or visit slimdowne.com to get started today. Ascend Aesthetics, your path to a better you.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
There are some things that happen every day. In the morning, my paper gets delivered. Thank you. Around noon, my neighbor waters his flowers wearing a bathrobe and hip waders. Hello, Mr. Willis. Where's my paper? After dinner, the lady up the street walks her 14 poodles. And just before the 10 o'clock news, the Nebraska Lottery winning numbers are drawn for their daily games. Nebraska Pick 3, 2x2, and My Day. With Nebraska Pick 3, you choose your bet type. In 2x2, there's a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. They're all just $1 to play, with drawings every day. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Mr. Willis. I'm still looking for my paper. Guess which part of the day is my favorite?
Nebraska Pick 3, 2x2, and My Day top prize odds vary by game.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Back to the deep end with Reagan and Madison on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back to the deep end. I'm Reagan Hinsey with Rico and DP on 93.7 The Ticket. If you would like to call in, we have the Honda of Lincoln hotline at 402-464-5685. And if you'd like to text in, we have the Starter Heyman text line Also at 402-464-5685. And if you would like to watch us, we are streaming on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Allo,
YouTube.
YouTube.
That's
Forgot
the
the main
other
one.
It's okay.
That's the other one.
It's all good.
That's the other one. We're talking about dives and your favorite dives. So do you have your personal favorite, the thing that you love doing the most, the thing that maybe in a competition that you pulled off and it stands out that this is a highlight for me. What is it?
Gainer 2.5.
Gainer, describe the Gainer 2.5.
So you're standing forwards.
Like she said that, like everybody.
Yes, the Gainer 2.5.
Oh yeah.
It's my third favorite, actually.
Well, like the guys that I coach, like the 13-year-old guys are like, I want to learn a gainer. So like I've just like been used to everybody knowing like what direction.
I know what a
the
gainer is. I don't know what the 2.5 part is.
Okay.
The full gainer, the half gainer, the 2.5 gainer.
So
Sounds like a
gainer,
delicious breakfast food.
You're standing forwards and then you jump off and you flip backwards. And then the 2.5 is the 2.5 flips. So like a lot of people will just do a gainer flip if they're like messing around, but then you'll do 2.5 flips and land on your head instead of your feet.
So let's go through the process. You're jumping out or up or both.
You want to think about jumping up because if you do it right, the board pushes you out.
Okay.
So you don't want to think about jumping out because then you'll be too far out and you won't have enough height to make the dive.
And you can't is this just purely a board dive rather than a platform dive?
No, you can do it on platform.
You can do it on
Platform, you think more about jumping out because, especially if you're me, because I don't have that high of a vertical. You know, I have a board to help me out, and so if I don't jump out enough, just because I'm not jumping up, I will look closer to the platform than I am.
Okay. And aesthetically, judges pay attention to that stuff. So
Yeah, you know, if your head's close to the board, they might get a little freaked out.
a little bit, like a little cringe.
But if your head's close to the board and you don't hit it, I think that you should get extra points.
If your head's close enough, they can't score you higher than a 2.
Disgusting.
Yeah, change the rules.
I'd give you more points.
But then
that'd be a problem because people are like, I'm gonna get as close to the board as possible.
and
Don't do that.
and not.
Yeah.
And not. So jumping out, up and out, and then at its apex, what do you thinking to get into your spin?
Oh, you're already supposed to be in your spin.
You should already be in your spin. So you're not. It's like the opposite of long jump, where I need to top speed elevate up for distance, and then once I'm at my apex, I need to start moving myself forward so that I can generate more space. You're saying no, right at your leap, you need to be in your spin.
Yeah, you should be halfway, if not more, done with your dive by the time you reach the top point or your apex.
And then the spotting, the self spotting.
Yep.
Locating where you are in your spin.
Yep. Don't ask me that. I don't do very well with that either.
Right. Like just 2.5. Like, oh, I need 2.5 to check yourself.
I mean, okay, I have good air awareness to where I know where I am, like in the dive. Like I'll be like, okay, like this is the double, but like I don't have enough air awareness to be like, okay, like I'm higher than I usually am when I finish this dive. I need to kick a little lower.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yep. No, I find it all fascinating that in the middle of it, as you're spinning, that okay, water, ceiling,
Yeah.
water. Uh-oh.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
That's closer than I thought.
Bail. Abort. Reagan, thank you. Like I said, you have so much to offer people in what this thing is, Nebraska athletics. Don't forget that.
Thank you.
All right. Go enjoy your kids today. Oh, go clean your house. I know that's what.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. More ticket weekends. Stay tuned, folks.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
The other part of this that I think is going to be on Jordy Ball's plate, fair or not, is peer recruiting, especially in-state recruiting.
Shoot, yeah. I became the recruiting face for Nebraska. Like pretty much whenever there was somebody that they wanted, they would send them to me because there's nobody that can sell Nebraska like somebody who has been to Nebraska or lived in Nebraska.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.